Jason took the camera this time on this hunting trip, and Jason has over 15 years of experience. He's a certified Idaho guide, and he puts a great slant or great perspective on what a hunting camp should be. If you enjoy our YouTube channel, subscribe and like our videos.
There's my dad sitting on the horse. We're getting ready to get up the steep part of the mountain. All the packs are riding good, snowing like a bugger. We're looking to head on out. Set them on up. This is what we do in the fall, and hopefully get out before it gets too deep of snow. We're headed in the day before hunting season, and hopefully we get lucky and we're done in a few days. The weather holds, depends on how well the hunting is. Get up. Come on, Suicide, get up. One day I was up here hunting elk. We knocked an elk down. It was 65 degrees outside and sunny. And before I got that elk butchered up, it snowed 8 inches of snow on us. We come out of there just covered white. Dangest thing I ever saw. Looks like we're gonna have another one of them days. That was Lou's elk. That was Lou's elk. Best picture on the world is right there, sitting looking between the two ears of a horse, riding up the trail. As you can tell, we're riding in a snowstorm. Out west, hunting's not like it is sitting in the living room or sitting at the table or on TV. This is the real thing. It's a real McCoy. Cowboy up and get through the weather. Oh yes, Dad, he just sat up there, his butt's about ready to fall off, and mine is too. It's awful cold up here. Can you believe this weather in October? And I'm sure the higher we get, the colder it's going to get. I'm looking forward to sitting next to that nice warm wood stove with a Diet Coke. Some people come up the mountains and drink. I come up the mountains to hunt. I gotta be the top of my game when I'm doing this kind of stuff. For my safety, for myself, and safety of the others, especially my pack string and my horses. Huh, Remington? Huh, buddy? What's that? Fresh deer tracks? Of what? If it smells like a moose, it smells like your ass. Yeah, it's moose tracks. I come through here a few years ago, and I tried to shoot a big old 4-point buck. Come on, Suicide, get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. One of our other parties with us decided to walk up by him on his dang horse. Blew him out of there. I missed it, so I didn't get to shoot him. So when you're hunting, make dang sure you're being courteous to the other hunters with you. Don't screw your buddy out of a shot just because you want to get up the mountain a little faster. At this time of the year, you got to really pay attention to your stock. They can really get easily exhausted because they're working really hard. Because it's slick, they work twice as hard. It's twice as hard for them to get through the snow and up the hill. So you got to take a lot of breaks. So we're going up this really steep part of the hill. You'll notice the horses, they're starting to slide sideways a little bit. You just got to encourage them to keep up and dig down and go to work. It's a kind of a dangerous situation if you're not an experienced rider. This is not a novice place to ride. You got to have a pretty good head on your shoulders to trust your horse and trust your riding abilities. Don't put yourself in a spot you're unable to ride because of your riding abilities. It's all part of the game. Get up, Suicide. Get up. There you go. There you go, boy. See right there, old Joe? He spun out because it's slick. Easy does it, Suicide. Get it? See, my pack horse slipped. That's what I'm talking about. This is not novice country. This is country for experienced riders and good horses. If this horse could slip and break my leg, and then what would you do? You got no cell phone service, you're in the back country, you'd die of hypothermia before someone could get to you. Get up there. Alright, you'll see my dad as he goes up this hill right here. He's gonna stick his feet out and plant some weight in his stirrup. And he's gonna encourage his horse to move forward. He's gonna put his weight a little forward on the shoulders of the horse to encourage him to go. He's gonna give him his head, which means his horse will be able to dig down and go forward. This is really steep and really slick. I shouldn't be filming this because I should be paying attention to my horse, but I trust you to do the right thing. Go, get up. Get up. Get up. Come on, get up. Get up, Suicide. That's a boy. Good boy. Get up. Come on. Get up. Get up. I'm filming it. I got him on film. There's a bull moose just right ahead of us, see? He's moving across. We've been pushing a big bull moose. He's probably about a 5-year-old bull moose. And you don't want that bull moose to get into your pack string or into your horse. You'll have nothing but a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to let him sit for a minute and let the horses rest, and we're going to go push past him. This is real life. You got to be careful with the wildlife plus your horses. Horses smelled him and saw him before we did. That's how Brad knew where the moose was. His horse spotted it, stopped, and took a look. This is real life, people. Well, we passed the mooses past us a little bit. Now we're going to try to work our way back up past him. We are about 1.5 miles from camp. As you can tell, it's snowing like all beat hell. This kind of riding, come on, get up, it separates the men from the boys. Or the idiots from the sanes, I don't know which. I've been riding for about 17 years and I try to avoid this kind of weather. But unfortunately, if you're going to hunt on horses and hunt in the backcountry like we do, you're going to have to put up with this kind of behavior of weather. My friend Tim Griffith, he does a lot of this with us. And the stories he can tell, hold on, we got something up here. There is. Come on. So we got something up here that the horses are not liking. We either got elk or we got deer. Possibly another moose. Maybe even a bear. My horse just kicked my pack horse. He's getting irritated and I'm still bumping him. Like I say, this kind of riding's not for novices. I'll probably ride into a whole bunch of elk and my horse is going to go nuts. That happens. You'll see a rodeo.
Yes, it does.
Oh. He's driving, not me.
Yeah.
He's the designated driver. I'll be the designated drinker. some of that antifreeze I feel good about now. Well, I think they're, I don't know, we got tracks. It's snowing so hard that it's filling the tracks in as we move. I don't know what they are. Hopefully they're deer tracks. One time I was hunting with Dad up in Palisades District, and we're riding our horse, we're hunting elk, and I had a deer tag, and he said, "Hey, what's wrong with that deer right there?" And I'm standing there, it's standing there looking at me, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." He said, "Well, shoot it." So I get off my horse, throw in the lead rope, and pull my rifle out. It stands there, keeps looking at me. I torch him, and kaplop. Gets up and takes off. Well, I can't find him. It starts snowing, and it's kind of ignorant. I can't find him. Well, Dad rides along with his horse, and I'm on foot looking around. Next thing I know, he's got a lead rope around the deer's neck, and he's dragging it behind him over to where I'm at. He says, "You know, if you ride your horse, you can see more." Well, I wasn't very smart that day. I think those are either elk or either big deer or elk. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put this away for now because we're going to come around this corner and it's going to be blown to all hell. So, talk to you later. Well, we made it to camp, and you can see it's pretty wide out. Cold, the temperature's dropping. We figure it's probably down around 18 degrees at this point. We are, ponies are fed. We bring in cubes for the horses to eat, because you have to have a certified feed to be on the forest floor. So there's our wood we cover up, because up here in the high country you get a lot of snow and cold. We got to have dry firewood. Like I say, you got to be prepared if you're going up in the mountains. You got to have the right equipment to do it. This is not for novices. This is for people that really take charge and have good gear. I've always said, you take care of your gear, it'll take care of you. Our restroom facilities. It's a little cold on your butt in the morning, but it works quite well. This here is a spring we use. We've developed it so we have water, drinking water, cooking water, and it works very well. As you can tell, it waters, meanders on down, and it also waters the horses. And it keeps the horses watered up so we can use them in the morning and at night, and takes good care of them. This is Joe, and this is Spiff. Like you can see they're all high lined up all the way around. We can have up to 12 horses here at a time. And we got high lines for all of them. But at least the reason why we high line them out is that way they're not staked out. They got to be tied instead of being tied to a tree. They get more room to get around, get away from each other when they get pissy, or if a horse has a bad day or whatever. They're just like people. But we use the high lines to keep the horses tied up at night, and so we don't have to deal with them. This here is our watering system we set up for our horses. The spring I showed you earlier comes down and meanders through, and we pipe it into these barrels, and it works quite well. We've got rocks set up down here so they can stand on the rocks and drink from the spring. As you can see, it's wintertime now. It's early October. There's probably 6-8 inches of snow, and it's getting cold. Tonight's going to be probably around about 18 to 20 degrees. But we've got good bags, and our bags are what keeps us warm and helps make the trip enjoyable. This here is Michael's tent. It's a wall tent too. It's got a stove in it. As you can see, the tent is being heated by the wood stove now, and that's what Mike stays in and his family. It's a 16.5 by 20, just like the one up here I'll show you. Alright, this is the other wall tent that we stay in, and It's similar to Michael's tent, similar in size, similar in setup. These tents are very effective in the high country because we have wood stoves in them. You can see the chimney there. And they're good for keeping you dry and wet when you come in after a long day of hunting. You can stay warm and dry off and stand up. Most of the vinyl tents you're hunched over, but these wall tents we have set up are very, very comfortable. Having said that, they do cost quite a bit of money. Kind of go over our bed rolls. What we do is we sleep on cots. This is Bradley's bedroll. You can see his is white covered, and mine's kind of a tan color, just different colors in canvas. The bed rolls, we haul them in like this. They're covered in plastic, and we do that to keep them warm, keep them dry in case we get into some weather. Like I say, this is my bedroll. The bed rolls are, I got a blanket, I got a wool blanket here, and a sleeping bag, and a pillow, of course. Gotta have a pillow. Gotta be comfortable. These bed rolls are rated to 32 below zero, and they work quite well for that. You spend a third of your time in bed, so you just will be comfortable and warm. Well, this is the morning of deer opener. As you can see, all the horses are relaxed. We just got done feeding them and watering them again. There's Dad sitting on his bed going over hunting plans for the rest of the day. Like I said earlier today, we've seen some deer, unable to connect with them. As you can tell in the background, we have his chaps, his vest, his cold winter coat, and a duster. Those are important things to have when you're in the backcountry, of having proper gear. If you don't have proper gear, you'll be cold, wet, and miserable. But it also serves as a safety factor for you to return home to your loved ones. So it's important that you have the right gear to do this kind of hunting in the backcountry.